What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to Monday Night Raw. Now, before we kick things off here tonight, I have been instructed to inform you all that on the next episode of SmackDown, the SmackDown General Manager Lita will make an official statement regarding the Apollo Crews controversy. There's been a lot of backlash stirring up across social media. Everything's been in a frenzy about the whole situation, so Lita will be making an official statement on the next episode of SmackDown. And with that out of the way, here we go. We're right here, live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and kicking off the show, it's the newest member of the Outcasts, Adrian Neville, going one-on-one with Seth Rollins. And of course, in tonight's main event, we will see the World Heavyweight Champion Cesaro competing in singles competition. We do not yet know who his opponent will be, but we do know that the World Champion will be in the building tonight, and I have also received word, after what went down last week, on the last episode of Monday Night Raw, we will see Emma go one-on-one with Nia Jax. So this already is set to be an exciting installment of Monday Night Raw. And of course, we are just 3 weeks away from the SummerSlam pay-per-view, the biggest party of the summer. And things are already shaping up. Looks like this could perhaps be the best SummerSlam yet. But right now, Adrian Neville, he's not focused on SummerSlam. He's focused on the man he is set to face, the man who's about to make his way to the ring. And that is, of course, Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, I mean, you do want to of course, you do want to think about SummerSlam being on the brain. Baron Corbin, last week, he called out Seth Rollins, said, hey, if you want to go one more round, we can go one more round at SummerSlam. And when I beat you, well, all that notoriety, all the victories Corbin's been getting over Seth Rollins, he figures one more will put him right in line for a world title shot. So Corbin, he's got nothing to lose by fighting Seth again. But Seth Rollins, I mean, at this point, does he have anything left to lose either? In fact, maybe I got that backwards. Maybe it's Corbin who's got more to lose from fighting Seth, while he also does have some to gain. Seth Rollins, I mean, his downward spiral, ever since his big victory over Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, things have just gone downhill for Seth. He lost in the World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way match at Extreme Rules. And then, of course, Team Rollins completely crumbled around him. He was betrayed by the Revival, betrayed by Baron Corbin. I mean, Seth Rollins, his world came crashing down around him, but I think he's finally started to, well, he's certainly trying to put the pieces back together. He's trying to make amends for all the damage he's done, all the hell he's put other people through. But, yeah, Seth hasn't been able to get the wins together just yet. Evidently, his karma, you know, he hasn't paid off all that bad karma just yet. I mean, you do have to wonder, will Seth ever be able to do that? I mean, he's burned so many bridges. Can they ever be repaired? Right now, here's a man who has burned some bridges of his own, Adrian Neville. Of course, he stabbed Sami Zayn in the back 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw to join the Outcast, to become the newest member. But Adrian Neville, he's got to be worrying about Sami Zayn as well, because Sami Zayn last week pulled off a successful hit and run on Curtis Axel. Just took him out with a steel chair and bolted before anybody could catch him. So Curtis Axel, he's not here tonight. Curtis Axel, he's still recovering from that chair shot by Sami Zayn. And Adrian Neville, I mean, he's got to have a lot on his mind, but again, he's got to focus on the man in front of him. He's got to focus on Seth Rollins. So both of these men may be a bit distracted tonight, but ultimately, the man who can focus on their opponent, the man who can put those distractions in the back of their mind, well, that'll be the man who gets the win. There's Seth Rollins right now. Reverse DDT takes down Adrian Neville. These two men, both high flyers, both fast-paced styles of offense. So this, I mean, it could be like looking in a mirror for these two men. and going up against almost a mirror image of themselves. And Seth Rollins delivers with a knee to the face. Neville staggered, but he blocks the punch. Delivers with a forearm of his own. Another forearm. Right hand. Seth Rollins whipped off the ropes. Neville ducks underneath. And now look at this. Hurricanrana takes down Seth Rollins. Wait a minute. Speaking of Sami Zayn, look who it is. It's the underdog from the underground himself. And Adrian Neville. Noel Neville's got his back turned. He's got his back turned. Sami Zayn distracted him. Sami Zayn with the distraction. 1, 2. No. Seth Rollins nearly caught Neville off guard. Rolled up for the win. Off the distraction by Sami Zayn. And now, well, as I said, the man who is the most distracted is going to end up losing this matchup. And now, Adrian Neville's got a massive distraction sitting at ringside in the form of Sami Zayn. As now look at Seth Rollins with the Skywalker. Stacked on his shoulders is Adrian Neville. He may be out. No. He might be down, but he is not out. As now Seth Rollins climbs to the middle rope, and he could be calling for the Phoenix Splash. No! Adrian Neville able to duck out of harm's way. And now Rollins is reeling, rather. Adrian Neville's got him up on his shoulders. Ooh! Off the shoulders into a face buster. Seth Rollins, I mean, he took some massive damage off that move. Face planted. And now Adrian Neville. Oh, a super kick on the jaw as well. Adrian Neville, perhaps the appearance of Sami Zayn has only made him that much more frustrated, that much more aggressive. Oh, and now an uppercut. And you can just imagine Adrian Neville with each shot. He knows Sami Zayn's looking, so perhaps Adrian Neville saying, hey, this is what you've got in store for you, Sami Zayn. And there you see there, Neville again. Neville taking his eyes off the prize, looking over at Sami Zayn. Neville's got to stay focused on Rollins. Because if he gives him a moment of opportunity, well, you can bet that Seth Rollins is going to capitalize on it. He's going to make Neville pay for it. As he counters the suplex attempt, delivers one of his own. And now Adrian Neville, he gets whipped into the corner. Seth Rollins, look out. Reverse STO, face first into the middle turnbuckle goes Adrian Neville. Now hook of the leg by Seth Rollins too. But a kick out again by Neville. And of course, Sami Zayn out here at ringside. I'm sure he's loving this, watching Adrian Neville get distracted, get frustrated. Because Adrian Neville cost Sami Zayn so much. I mean, their friendship completely destroyed. Neville stabbed him in the back. And I'm sure Sami Zayn... Oh! Sami Zayn would love nothing more than to take away everything from Adrian Neville, just as Neville took everything away from Zayn. And now look at this. You can see Neville's distracted. He went to go to the outside, but you know, he hesitated there. Saw Rollins go into the corner. Rollins, or I should say Neville rather. Oh my God! Hurricanrana off the top rope. Well, Neville might be a bit distracted, but that doesn't mean that he's still not dangerous. You see Neville with some hesitation, not quite sure what he wants to do, what kind of offense he wants to go for here. You have to imagine Sami Zayn is definitely weighing on his mind. There's a cover, though. 2 count, but a kick out. Near fall for Adrian Neville. But Seth Rollins... Wait a minute. Seth Rollins is in the ring, but Adrian Neville's getting in the face of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn not throwing a punch because he knows he'll get Rollins disqualified, and I don't think Zayn wants to give Neville the win here. But that said, the distraction is still going to give Seth Rollins an opportunity to strike. Seth Rollins takes him down with another Skywalker. Now scales to the top rope. Seth Rollins, frog splash. Hook of the leg on Neville. 1, 2, and it's not over. Neville kicks out. And Sami Zayn watches on as he might be seeing the destruction of Adrian Neville right now. Seth Rollins looking for perhaps a suplex, a Falcon Arrow. Neither of those, because Neville able to stick the landing. Neville with the counter. Seth Rollins whipped into the corner. 2 of Monday Night Raw's brightest stars going head-to-head in the opener of Monday Night Raw. Adrian Neville up top. He could be thinking, well, he's posing too much. He's taking too much time. He took too much time. Neville was going for the red arrow, but he was so distracted trying to put on a show for Sami Zayn that now he's getting curb stomped into the mat. Seth Rollins with a curb stomp. Hook of the leg on Neville, who's out cold. 2, 3. Adrian Neville, too much showboating, took too much time, took his eyes off the prize. And as a result, Seth Rollins rolled out of the way of the red arrow and delivered a devastating curb stomp. So Adrian Neville, a very, very rough start to his time with the Outcasts. Last week, he let Curtis Axel get clocked with a steel chair by Sami Zayn. Now this week, he loses to Seth Rollins. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn, well, he's making his way out of here. He's done his deed. The damage has been done. But Sami Zayn, well, he's far from finished with Adrian Neville. And it looks as though Seth Rollins, he's far from finished with Baron Corbin. He might be a fool, but he's accepted the challenge. So we will see Corbin versus Rollins at SummerSlam. And wait, backstage! That's Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson and Jimmy Uso. Are they in Triple H's office? The Club and the Usos battling it out backstage. I don't know where Gallows and the other Uso are. I don't know where Gallows and Jay are. Well, there they are. They're in the parking lot. It's Jay Uso. Crossbody off that equipment box. Taking out Luke Gallows. Well, of course, the Club last week, they ruined the Usos Tag Team Championship match with the Outcasts. They came out there and attacked both teams, left them laying in the middle of the ring, or ringside, all over the ringside, rather. And now you can see Triple H watching on as the Club and the Usos just go to war backstage. Full Nelson bomb by Jimmy. I mean, Triple H, what's Triple H got to make of this? Trying to run the company and also run Monday Night Raw at the same time. We still don't have an official general manager. As Triple H just watches on as Carl Anderson, steel chair to the midsection. Jimmy Uso is just teeing off on Carl Anderson. And again, Gallows and Jay duking it out in the parking lot. Jay doesn't seem to be faring quite as well as his brother, as he just gets a car door slammed into his rib cage. Well, clearly there's unfinished business left, right, and center. We have this unsettled divide with the Club and the Usos. Who's gonna challenge the Outcasts for the tag team titles? Who's next in line? I have no idea. Are the Usos gonna get a rematch? Are the Club gonna get a shot? We'll find out. We'll get our answers eventually. We just don't have any right now. But right now, instead, it's time for some women's action. As Emma, last week, she came out here to complain to Nia Jax about just stealing her thunder, just jumping right in out of nowhere and taking the championship match at SummerSlam, a matchup that Emma had been working towards. Emma had been demanding a rematch with Asuka. She wants to settle the score with the Empress, but she's not getting her chance. And it's all thanks to Nia Jax. So, last week, Nia Jax said, if you've got a problem with me, well, I'll take you on. If you want to fight, I'll fight. And that leads us to tonight. Emma versus Nia Jax. It's up next on Monday Night Raw. And this is going to be a test for Nia Jax. We haven't really seen much of what Nia Jax can do. We saw her help Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania, and we saw her destroy Alicia Fox last week. But I'd have to imagine that Emma, well, I mean, I could be dead wrong, but if anybody could drag a fight out of Nia Jax before SummerSlam, you'd think it would have to be the feisty and ferocious Emma. I mean, if Emma can't bring a fight out of Nia Jax, if Emma can't push Nia Jax to the limit, well, I mean, she might be the next women's champion. Because Emma, she has gone to war with Asuka in the past. She's come very, very, very close to defeating the women's champion, but yes, she did come up short. So Nia Jax, she should actually be reveling at this opportunity to fight Emma. Because Nia, if she wants to try to get prepared for that match with Asuka, she doesn't want to just sit on her hands. She doesn't just want to chill in the locker room. She should be going up against a competitor like Emma, someone who has gone to war with Asuka in the past, someone who has that experience fighting the champion. And that is why this matchup's taking place tonight. Nia Jax, she doesn't back down from a challenge. As she said, she's not like most girls. She takes what she wants. And nobody objects to her because she deserves it. Because they take one look at her and they know that they don't want to mess with Nia Jax. But Emma, well, Emma, she clearly is not fazed by the size of Nia Jax. She's not fazed by, oh my god! Nia Jax dumped over the top rope, managed to hang on. Emma now knocks her to the floor. Well, Emma's not intimidated by Nia Jax one bit, as Emma now springs to the top rope. Emma's looking to fly, and this is a dangerous position for Emma! A drop kick to the floor off the top rope. Emma throwing caution to the wind, but that's what you gotta do. That's what you have to do when you're fighting Nia Jax. Especially, oh god, face first into the concrete floor. But especially against such an unknown like Nia Jax, because yes, we've seen that she's dominant, but at the same time, how much of that dominance has she actually shown? Has she ever fully gone all out? I don't think so. So Emma, she can't hold anything back against Nia. She's got to go at her with 110%. As Nia Jax now carries her over to the barricade. Snake eyes her over the top. And now Nia Jax just posing over the broken body of Emma. As now she tosses her back into the ring. Nia Jax doesn't want to win a matchup like this by countout. Too much pride at stake in a match like this. Oh! But Emma, using the size of Nia Jax against her as she trips her out, face plants her into the canvas. Now a drop kick to the side of the head, and this is what Emma's got to do. Emma's got to keep Nia Jax grounded. Don't let her use that strength, that power she possesses. Keep her on the mat. Is Emma now going to go for the cover? There's a 1 count. There's a 2. But Nia Jax with a kick out. But imagine if Emma could defeat Nia Jax here. If she could defeat the #1 contender for the Women's Championship. Would that be a way for Emma to sneak her way into the match at SummerSlam? Perhaps. All depends on what Stephanie McMahon would make of the situation. But Nia Jax just with a vicious headbutt. Now just kicking away at the leg, the upper thigh of Emma. Trying to force her legs to cramp up, try to restrict her mobility, and just torture the woman. Oh god, now an elbow to the back. Vicious assault by Nia Jax as now she goes to the corner. Just calling her to her feet now. Nia Jax saying, you picked this fight. Show me what you got. As Nia Jax dumps her. Oh no! Oh no! What a counter by Emma! Devastating counter, beautiful counter into a DDT. Nia Jax, no. Nia Jax kicks out at 1. A tremendous counter by Emma, but it was to no avail. Nia Jax is still alive in this matchup. Is now off the drop kick to the chest. Nia Jax trying to get to her feet. Emma is up top yet again. Emma gonna fly yet again. Crossbody! Crossbody connects. Sticks for the cover. 1, 2, 3. No! But Emma's getting closer. Emma's got Nia Jax on the ropes. She's got to stay on her. She's got to keep up this assault. As Nia Jax whipped into the corner. Emma's feeling it right now. She's feeling something. You can feel a little bit of magic in the air right now as Emma. This could be her night. This could be her moment. As she's got Nia Jax in the ropes, got her in the dilemma. And Emma, she's hitting all of her big moves right now. She is on a roll. As she goes for a DDT. No, wait, Nia Jax counters. And that quickly shuts down Emma's momentum in its tracks. Oh, and now a leg drop. A leg drop to Emma, and you see all the fight just completely disappeared out of the body of Emma. As she stumbles to her feet, but Nia Jax clearly has got her where she wants her. Emma, she might be dead to rights. Nia Jax has her up top. And this is bad news. This is very bad news for Emma. Nia Jax taking her off the middle rope. A Samoan drop. Avalanche Samoan drop. Emma might be broken in 2. Cover. 1, 2, 3. No. What? Nia Jax Samoan drop off the top rope. And Emma Still managed to get the shoulder up at the last second, but now, I mean, she's got nothing left. It took all she had just to kick out. And now Nia Jax is crushing whatever fight Emma's got left in her. Oh, now a bear hug. She really is trying to snap her in half. As the bear hug just looking to squeeze the life out of Emma, squeeze whatever fight she's got left. Try to crush the air out of her lungs. Emma, she's struggling, but she's trying to fight. Elbows. Elbows to the side of the head. Now just a clap across the ears. And another one. Emma's trying. She's fighting with everything she's got. With all the strength she can manage, Emma whips her into the ropes. Oh, the back of Nia Jax cracks off the knees of Emma. And now Emma, she's got her in position. She's got her where she wants her. Emma, she's looking for it. Emma, the Emma lock is locked in. Nia Jax, she's in a world of trouble. She's caught in the Emma lock. Nia Jax, is she gonna be forced to tap out? Are we gonna see a huge upset here in the making? Emma, no. Nia Jax, just the raw power of Nia Jax. She manages to break the hold, break out of the Emma lock, and now, oh, spine buster. A spine buster delivered. Emma, I think she's done now. Emma, that was all she had left. The adrenaline's run out. She's completely gassed, and Nia Jax with the Samoan drop. Count to 100. Put a fork in it. This match is done. 2, 3. And the number one contender, Nia Jax, reigns supreme once again. It was Alicia Fox last week. It was Emma this week. Nia Jax. The body count continues to increase. As we approach SummerSlam, Asuka, are you watching? Oh, Asuka's watching all right. She's got a front row seat. Asuka, the women's champion, is coming down to the ring, and Asuka is going straight in the face of Nia Jax, and Asuka is lighting up Nia Jax with slaps, kicks, and she takes her off her feet. The women's champion takes the number one contender off her feet. And Asuka, she's not waiting for SummerSlam. She's picking a fight with Nia Jax right now. Nia Jax, more kicks to the rib cage, or more kicks to the gut by Asuka, and a roundhouse knockout kick. The women's champion has knocked out the number one contender, Nia Jax. And Asuka stands tall here tonight on Monday Night Raw. But this is only the beginning. Asuka versus Nia Jax. It's coming your way at SummerSlam. What a collision that's gonna be. I can't wait. But now backstage you see is a very clearly frustrated Adrian Neville. I don't know what he's looking for, who he's looking for. He's looking for Sami Zayn, probably. But wait, there's Cara. Well, I'm sure Adrian Neville didn't really need to hear that, but clearly the Outcasts not very pleased with Adrian Neville's recent performance. If Curtis Axel's not here, well, Sin Cara will deliver the message himself. So Sami Zayn, well, Neville's still looking for Sami Zayn, and clearly, whoa. Brian Kendrick. Well, Brian Kendrick not mincing any words. He wants to be next in line for the United States Championship. He doesn't care whether it's a non-title match. He wants a fight with Sin Cara. And all Sin Cara said was next week. But right now, I think we know who Cesaro's opponent is gonna be. It's the man beast, Rhino. Well, of course, superstars new and old, all taking advantage of this new superstar initiative. We've seen debuts, we've seen returns, and here's another one for you. The Man Beast is here on Monday Night Raw in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he's set to take on the World Heavyweight Champion Cesaro. Well, this will certainly be a good warm-up match for the World Champ as the Swiss Superman gets prepared to defend the gold against the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, at SummerSlam. As we await the arrival of the world champ, Cesaro, the face of Monday Night Raw, the top star, the man who won the world title back at WrestleMania from the former champ, Dolph Ziggler. And the World Heavyweight Champion, you see, the crowd loves him. He truly is the face of Monday Night Raw. But that's the man who Samoa Joe is going to try to destroy. He's going to try to destroy the image of Monday Night Raw. He's going to try to capture that World Heavyweight Championship from the ever-dominant, the ever-talented Cesaro. And of course, the King of Swing tonight. Just because he's going up against a veteran in Rhino, that doesn't mean that Cesaro is going to hold anything back. Cesaro has tremendous respect for his opponents in that ring, tremendous respect for his fellow Raw superstar, and tremendous respect for the legends who helped pave the way, who helped carve a path for him in this business, in this industry. Cesaro, he has been a tremendous world champion through and through. He's gone through the likes of Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, AJ Styles. Cesaro has been a tremendous world champion, and even before that, he was a tremendous United States champion. In Cesaro, it's been a slow rise to the top, but a very triumphant one for Cesaro. And now tonight, he goes one-on-one with Rhino. As Rhino goes off the ropes, Cesaro, no, just bounces right off of him, does Rhino. He says, you're going to have to get me with more than that, big man. Champ, is that really the best you got? Is now Rhino using that power advantage he's got, backing Cesaro against the ropes. We get a clean break there, a sign of respect from these two men. But Cesaro now saying, is that all you got, Rhino? Why are you holding back? It's now it's Cesaro who ducks behind. And of course, Cesaro, I think in a battle of chain wrestling, that might give him the advantage. Cesaro, I mean, really, Cesaro, if you want to look at just a perfectly engineered superstar, a man who really can do it all in that ring, you don't get any better than Cesaro. I mean, he can fly around the ring like a cruiserweight. He can power you, just toss you around like a freaking super heavyweight. He truly does it all. I mean, submissions, he's got them. He's really just a master. Like, you want to talk about the dictionary definition of a master of the squared circle, you'd see a picture of Cesaro's face. I mean, Cesaro is truly one of the most talented athletes, not just in the modern day, but one of the most talented wrestlers of all time. I truly believe that. But Rhino, in saying that, Rhino, he knows that Cesaro's the world champion for a reason. He's been the world champion since WrestleMania for a very good reason, because he's one of the best in the ring. And Rhino, he knows that going into this matchup. He's done his homework, or at least you'd have to assume that he would. That'd be very... Honestly, if you're going up against the world champion of a major show like Monday Night Raw, and you don't do your homework, well, you're not going to last 5 seconds out there. As Cesaro off a vicious European uppercut. The double foot stomp, but instead of giving the kick to the chest like he normally does, a kick to the back. Cesaro, he's aware of his general tendencies, trying to perhaps mix things up. He knows that Samoa Joe is going to be watching backstage. So he wants to try to do whatever he can to throw Joe off his game. Show that he's not a one-trick pony, that Cesaro is capable of hitting you from multiple different angles. But even then, he does have his trademarks. He's got his European uppercuts. And there's really nothing you can do to neutralize those. And that'll certainly be an interesting battle at SummerSlam. The uppercuts of Cesaro versus the razor-sharp jabs of Samoa Joe. The pinpoint accuracy. Oh, is now another uppercut off the middle rope. Cesaro, though, seemed to have a bit of a rough landing on the way down. Gonna have to be careful taking risks like that, especially this close to SummerSlam. I mean, we saw what happened to AJ Styles when he faced Samoa Joe at less than 100%. I mean, AJ Styles is on the shelf right now, out of action. Oh, what a counter! What a counter by Rhino. A very Samoa Joe-like counter. Catching him in the corner and planting him with a spine buster. And now Rhino looking for a Falcon Arrow. Or not Falcon Arrow. Gourd Buster, rather. Planting him face first. I thought he was going for a vertical suplex. Getting my wrestling itinerary all confused. Oh, wait. Tried to gore him off the apron, but Cesaro countered with the enziguri, and now a springboard crossbody. There you go. More proof that Cesaro really can do it all in that ring. And right from that, we see him get some high-flying moves. Now we're going to see the raw power of the Swiss Superman. As he's got him. He's got the grip locked. Hits him with the second. And he's going for the third, the trifecta. Nails him. Gut wrench, suplex city. Cesaro, when he gets in that ring, there's nobody like him. As Rhino right now trying to roll over onto his stomach, try to prevent Cesaro from going for a cover. But Cesaro's going to pick him up to his feet. Going to toss him over the top rope. Have to imagine this is definitely a warm-up matchup for Cesaro. Got to get that training in. Got to show Samoa Joe what he's capable of. And he's got to push himself. Got to test himself, because this is a non-title matchup. But that doesn't mean that Cesaro can afford to hold anything back. A massive, massive superplex from the apron. Hook of the leg now on Rhino. 1, 2. No! Close, but no cigar. Rhino gets the shoulder off the canvas. Of course, Rhino, the former ECW extremist, master of the gore. He's been through wars. He's been through hell in the past. Oh, and now a punch to the midsection of Cesaro. So Rhino, he knows what it takes to face off with a world champion like Cesaro. He's been to the dance a couple of times. He knows what it takes. There's now a boot to the midsection. Cesaro's going for the ride. Jackknife powerbomb. Jackknife powerbomb by Rhino as the man beast goes for the cover. Looks to pick up the win. He's not going to get it, though. As Cesaro powers out of the powerbomb at a count of 2.8. As now Rhino picks him to his feet. Stiff elbow, stiff punch to the face. Backs him into a corner now. Cesaro staggers away, but Rhino up to the middle rope and a clothesline. And the whiplash, when the back of your head bounces off the canvas, could be enough to give you a concussion. Cesaro may be rattled, but he kicks out at 1. He kicks out at 1, and you have to imagine that is a direct message to Samoa Joe saying, if this is all you're going to hit me with, well, you might as well give up now, because you're not going to put me away. Samoa Joe, Cesaro, that is going to be a tremendous war at SummerSlam. Perhaps the most physical fight we've ever seen. In Universe Mode. I mean, right now, Cesaro, devastating punches to the midsection, uppercuts to Rhino. Rhino's just barely hanging in there. It's taken everything he has just to survive. As now Cesaro going for the submission, going for the sharpshooter. It's locked in, center of the ring. No rope break in sight for Rhino. And is the man beast going to submit to Cesaro's sharpshooter? Cesaro had it cinched in there for a moment, but Rhino found the opening. Found the way to counter out of it. Oh, and a running STO. Running STO by Rhino takes Cesaro down. And Rhino in the corner. Rhino's starting to feel it. Rhino's starting to kick it up a gear. There's a punch to Cesaro trying to stop him from getting to his feet, but Cesaro fights through it. Rhino. No, counter by Cesaro. As it's a slugfest right now. A slugfest back and forth, but a belly-to-belly suplex by Rhino. Belly-to-belly suplex delivered. Cesaro crashing into the canvas, and now Rhino's looking for it. Gore! A gore by Rhino, and that may have just split Cesaro in two. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Cesaro kicks out. He kicks out of the gore. And now Rhino, I think he's going to line up another one. Rhino to the corner. He's looking for another gore. He's going to gore him until he doesn't kick out, but my God! Rhino nearly got decapitated as Cesaro met him halfway with a European uppercut. Good night, Rhino. Neutralizer. It's done. Hook of the leg from the world champ. Rhino's out cold. 2 and 3. And your world heavyweight champion Cesaro picks up yet another impressive victory. What a performance by the Swiss Superman. He continues his reign of dominance, his reign as the world champion. And SummerSlam, well, Cesaro's ready. Cesaro is in the best shape of his career. I don't think he's ever looked better. So Samoa Joe, he's going to be going into SummerSlam. He's going to be going up against a Cesaro who's really firing on all cylinders. A Cesaro who is at more than 100%, 110, 115, 120%. Samoa Joe, he's going to have to put on the match of his career in order to even... Whoa, wait a minute! Speak of the devil, Samoa Joe is assaulting Rhino at ringside. Cesaro hasn't even realized it. He's still celebrating his victory. And now Cesaro's noticed. And Samoa Joe's getting out of dodge. Samoa Joe. A bit of a cheap shot on Rhino, just sending a message to his opponent at SummerSlam. Well, we're out of time. I'll see you in the next one.